Welcome back. All right, the fourth matchup in the second round is set, which is good because the second round's getting started tonight. This matchup starts 2 days from today, and it conflicts with local games here in Abbotsford. So we are season ticket holders in Abbotsford. I don't get to go and see games. My wife's going to take the kids to see the games, but it means she's going to miss. The Winnipeg Jets hosting Dallas. For the most part, she's going to miss unless the games go to overtime, and it'd have to be a healthy overtime. Uh, she's gonna miss this. She'll have to kind of watch on her phone while she's at the Abbotsford games, which is too bad because this series is going to be excellent. The good news is I think this series is going to go on for a while. So if she misses the first couple of games, I think this series could go six. It could go seven. I think these teams match up very well with one another. We'll look at the regular season matchups, and just for the record, I'm only wearing Dallas because I'm a Dallas fan. I honestly I don't know who's going to win this series, and I don't know how invested I am in it. Like I like the Jets, I like the Stars. This is gonna be the first time where there's been a series between two teams that I genuinely like in a while. Yeah, it's been a while, so I'm looking forward to enjoying it. Now during the regular season, for what it's worth, the Jets did not have much trouble with Dallas. November 9th, Winnipeg won 4-1. December 1st, Dallas won 3-1. March 14th, Winnipeg won 4-1, and April the 10th, Winnipeg won 4-0. So when you look at that, yeah, Winnipeg had their way with Dallas during the regular season, and Ottinger had his struggles. So in the last round, Winnipeg Hellebuck struggles against St. Louis. However, now Ottinger's against a team that's given him a bit of a headache. So it is going to be interesting to see how this turns out. Winnipeg in the regular season, which ended forever ago, 56, 22, and 4 record, 116 points. So the President's Trophy winners are still alive in the second round. Dallas, 50, 26, and 6 record, 106 points. They had their eyes on that President's Trophy until they lost their last 7 to round out the season. But now we're into the second round. So this is going to be a very, very interesting matchup in that on the Winnipeg side, it is an impressive lineup indeed. Starting with Kyle Connor, 7 games, 4 goals, 8 assists, 12 points, had a ridiculously good first round. Shifley missed the last couple of games of the first round. We'll see what his status is for round 2. 5 games, 2 goals, 4 assists, 6 points. Mason Appleton, 7 games, 6 assists for Appleton. Perfetti, 7 games, 3 goals, 2 assists, 5 points. Pionk, 7 games, 1 goal, 4 assists, 5 points. And he played 46 minutes plus of hockey last night. So we'll see if he's really well hydrated and ready to go in a couple of days here. Nemesnikov, 7 games, 2 goals, 2 assists, 4 points. Had himself quite the game 7. Lowry, 7 games, 3 goals. And of course, the goal that sends Winnipeg into this round against Dallas. Morrissey and Sandberg both had 3 assists in 7 games. We'll see what the status is with Morrissey once we get into the series. In net, Connor Hellebuck, 4-3 record, 830 save percentage. It has to go up against Dallas. I really think too part of it is psychological. Once he got his head in the game last night, he was a lot better. I thought that second goal last night not great, and then he almost allowed one right after, but they got it together and they won. Comrie has made an appearance in these playoffs with a 923 save percentage. Obviously, no record. Other notables, Luke Shen had a rough first round. He was a -8 in those 7 games. The 1 assist is what it is. Like Luke Shen's not an offensively minded defenseman, but that -8, that's tough. Nick Ehlers only played 2 games in that first round, had 1 assist, and Gabriel Velarde played 3 games, did not record a point in that first round. Velarde, Ehlers, Shifley, a lot of good forwards here that Winnipeg's going to be hoping are in the lineup and 100%. On the Dallas side, Mikko Rantanen. What a first round against his former club. 7 games, 5 goals, 7 assists, 12 points. If that's how he plays against guys that he likes and calls his brothers, how many points is he going to put up against guys that he doesn't have any particular feelings for? Rope Hintz, 7 games, 4 goals, 3 assists, 7 points for him. Wyatt Johnston, 7 games, 3 goals, 4 assists, 7 points. Really strong first round for Johnston. Harley, 7 games, 2 goals, 3 assists, 5 points. Tyler Seguin, 7 games, 2 goals, 2 assists, 4 points. Mason Marchment, 7 games, 1 goal, 2 assists, 3 points. Both Cody Ceci and Matt Duchene, 3 assists in 7 games. Duchene was very snake bit in the first round. We'll see if that keeps up in the second. Jamie Benn, a goal, an assist, 2 points in 7 games. He had some penalty minutes last night. They're going to want to stay out of the box against Winnipeg. Dodonov, just a goal and an assist for 2 points in 7 games. Same for Granlund, a goal and an assist, 2 points in 7 games. So a lot of depth on Dallas and some guys that had some struggles in the first round. We'll see if they get things going in the second round. Jake Ottinger, 4-3 with a .911 save percentage. Casey DeSmith did see some time in that first round. No record and a .929 save percentage. So both Ottinger and Hellebuck got pulled in the first round. Hellebuck, I believe all 3 games in St. Louis. The good news for Winnipeg, of course, is as the President's Trophy winners, again, if we go to Game 7, it's in Winnipeg. Esa Lindell, 1 assist in 7 games in that first round. Maverick Bourque only got into 2 games, did not get a point. We'll see if he plays at all in this round. And Bischel. Bischel showing a lot of toughness, taking major hits and managing to stay in the game. No points in 7 games, but the guy's a beast. So, yeah, Bischel, we'll see if he gets on the score sheet, but he doesn't really need to. Dallas has a lot of weapons offensively. Getting into the stats and comparing between these two teams in the first round, they both had their struggles. That's what makes this series to me interesting. Both teams scored an even 3 goals per game in that first round. So, that's even. Goals against, both of them allowed more goals than they scored. Dallas, 3.43 goals against per game. Winnipeg, 3.86 goals against per game. So, as I mentioned, Ottinger had some struggles. Not as bad as Hellebuck, but it was there. So, maybe in this series, maybe it ends up being a really high-scoring series. Or maybe they both get their defense under control. Power plays favors Dallas from round 1, 30.4% versus the 22.7% for Winnipeg. Penalty kill, that favors Dallas as well, 86.4% versus 76.9% for the Winnipeg Jets. Hits per 60 minutes heavily favors Winnipeg. 42.35 hits per 60 minutes. Dallas, 28.15 hits per 60 minutes. Dallas isn't really a big hitting team. Block shots per 60. They do block shots, though. 18.41 block shots per 60 minutes for Dallas. On the Winnipeg side, 13.28 block shots per 60 minutes. This is where it gets interesting, too. Both of these teams good at comebacks and also good at falling behind in games. Both teams are 1-0 when they're leading after the first. So these teams are in the second round. They've won 4 games, and once they've had a lead after the first period. So are we going to see scoreless ties after the first period in every game of this series? We'll see. The Stars are 1-1 when they're leading after 2. So, and that gets even more interesting when we get into the other stats on the board. Both of them are 1-2 when they're trailing after the first. Winnipeg, for the record, is 1-0 if they're leading after 2. So they've only been leading after the second period once in these playoffs. The Stars are 3-2 in these playoffs if they're trailing after the second period. This is why me talking about Dallas starting on time is out there. But Winnipeg is 2-3 when they're trailing after the second period. So that means that in the combined, 14 games these teams have played, that's 10 times that the team that was trailing ended up, 10 times the team that won the series was trailing after the second period out of the 14 games. Just ridiculous. Of course, what was it? The first 14 games, Dallas had the lead for like a minute. And for Winnipeg, they got lit up every time they went to St. Louis. So there are reasons to be concerned on both sides. There are worrying trends for both teams. I don't think that trailing after 2 periods and then relying on comebacks is a recipe for success. We'll see how things change in the second round. Every series has its own feel. Every series is different. And so we'll see how this one goes. Who wins this first ever matchup between the Stars and the Jets? The fans do, and it guarantees that in the conference final, there will be a team that I'm really hoping does actually go all the way and win the whole thing. And so this is going to be a fun central matchup. I'm really looking forward to these matchups in this round, and we'll see how it goes. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below as always. Hit like and subscribe in the event you may not have done so already. Thank you guys so much for all your support. It is greatly appreciated. And this is going to be a fun one, I think, and a little bit unpredictable too. So again, I'm wearing Dallas, but I don't really care who wins this matchup. I just think we're going to see some really good hockey. But let me know your thoughts. Thank you guys so much for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.